This is gonna be madness.
Why did I sing up for this?
I don't think we did.
My God, you want me to do voice acting now?
Hey, this is Zorniar.
Hi, this is Ethiaz.
Hey, this is Ironos.
Hi, this is DRamos.
Hey yo, what the fuck up? This is Mallow.
And this is Striker, and welcome to episode number 16 of my Redout Advanced Strategy Guide. In this video, I will present the first ever 6-player split-screen view of Redout tournament footage, detail the advanced strategies that I used to win the individual portion of the Rigged Rumble tournament, and provide you with some of the insights of how I came up with each event's criteria.
Why am I even here? What is life
Hey,
anymore?
it will be hard to... I need to glue my second hand to, desk to not stray.
Oh my gosh, I'm trying not to strafe.
Hey,
It's
it's
so
not that
hard.
bad. It's not that bad. Oh, never mind.
This is so wrong.
Wait, power-ups are allowed?
No!
Okay.
I got knocked off
Strafing
the
is not
track!
allowed. Okay, right. Got it.
The real struggle of not strafing is if you get bumped, you just can't recover.
So the first race in the tournament was stacked, and I originally had the idea of running a race on a track that is normally compromised by the use of shortcuts, and reduce or eliminate the ability for players to use the shortcuts. And my first way of doing that was on the honor code, saying that I don't want you to use any of the most obvious cuts or skips on the track. But to further that, someone in the Discord community gave me the idea of reducing the player's ability to steer or strafe in specific ways. So I came up with the idea of disallowing strafing, and I felt that stack provided a very interesting challenge for that, given that it is a very flowing course with long turns, but has the potential for you to easily slide off of the track. Not allowing you to strafe also reduces or eliminates the ability to engage in those shortcuts, so I thought it was a very natural fit. The way I went about this track is by practicing with all the different vehicles and figuring out that Koenigswerth seemed to give me enough speed to carry a solid lead, but also would allow me to take the turns efficiently without falling off. And as you can see from the middle footage here, I was able to do that quite well. So I was very happy with this race. I was really never in any threat of losing past, I would say, the end or midpoint of that second lap. And it was a nice way to start off my event.
Yeah, the hard part was just not
I'll take a
strafing.
screenshot.
Oh, that was terrible.
That was really bad.
Davinsky has the best lap.
Well, I was leading until Striker spun me off on the second lap, so...
It's legal.
It's called single player.
Let me do the
Government is
volcano
allowed to
boss.
abuse the law.
Let me do the lap skip. Your fault you didn't practice it, Striker.
Now this second race, Seaside Hills, was a very interesting one for me to select, as over the last few months in the Discord community, there has been quite a controversy stirring over the use of the repair drone power-up glitch in combination with the OET passive power-up. So for those unaware, with using the repair drone, there is ordinarily a small speed boost that you are granted when using the device to heal your ship. But because of this glitch, using that repair drone once will grant you that speed boost throughout the entirety of the race, so long as you don't crash, where then you could then reset and re-engage the glitch. So this gives you a much greater passive speed than you could attain even with the augmented propeller power-up, and significantly changes the meta on certain tracks and time trial runs. So I thought if we standardized this for a race, it would make for a very interesting event. I then looked for a track that I felt would suit its style, and I thought that the combination of fast straightaways and winding roads of seaside hills would be a perfect match. Now, the strategy that I used to win this event was to get out to a very fast start. And I was able to pretty quickly get ahead of the rest of the pack, and then essentially trust my driving instincts to lead me to a good finish. A couple of spots in the race that were a little bit tricky were the primary shortcut jumps in the midpoint of the track leading over the hill, and the final jump over that tree branch towards the finish line. Doing those with a certain degree of concentration led me to win this race without any substantial issues.
Oh no, he took it.
Coolly,
He took it.
do more mistakes.
They're learning the curve more than I am.
Coolly, you can do it. You can do a mistake. I believe in you.
Say hello to the wolf for me.
Yes, good, Coolly. Thank you.
Almost hit that branch. How far left?
Good that it's 5 laps per second just.
Me and back touched him.
Sounds good.
And I'm in danger now.
Sounds even more good.
Oh, who was that?
It's like everybody's bunched up here.
Hey guys, I'm coming for you.
You don't have to. It's the final lap.
No, why? Why it's final lap? Give me one more.
I like it.
Last elements.
Oh.
Oh, I see the Vinsky.
No, no Spinala!
I see
DJ
second
Ramos.
place.
I'm in danger.
I see 8th
Oh, you're not
place.
your cherry. This is
Oh my.
fine.
I'm not gonna catch a time.
Yeah, meme out.
I blame Ramos for ruining my game.
I blame
Yes!
Cherry for everything.
Comeback is real. Give me 5 more laps and I would be 6.
Scammed out of 10.
Best
Give
lap,
me-
get wrecked.
10 more laps, I'll be first.
I was,
No one.
Screenshot.
I was catching back up, man.
Nice time, Striker.
I get points for best lap.
No.
Dang it.
I should get sub 44.
See ya.
Wait a minute.
Everyone
Nice
use that.
striker.
See ya.
Oh.
Very, very strike.
No.
Hey
I
guys,
think he was
how
banned.
about we don't
No,
use
SC's on the list.
power
SC's
ups?
on the list.
Let's not use the power ups to the last laps to
Now, this next race on escape velocity was an interesting one for me to come up with, because I wanted to include a full combat race somewhere in this tournament. But considering that in Class 4, some of the tracks can fly by relatively quickly, I intentionally had players choose a Class 2 shift to allow for more potential for draining and a greater ability to hit other players with the EMP power. That, in concert with the ability to use a combination of passives, such as the Augmented Propeller, OET, or what most people ended up choosing, the SE, led to a very competitive race with a lot of action just as I had intended. Now, unfortunately, for myself, I had forgot during the tournament that I allowed the use of SE. So I believe I was the only player to pick AP. So if you look at the middle of this video, you'll see that the ability for me to drain other players' energy kept me in somewhat of a good position. But at the very end, when I got EMP'd, I did not have that SE's rapid recharge to bring me to the finish line in a faster manner. So In contrast to the 2 first places that I had started the tournament with, I got 10th in this race, and it set me back quite significantly.
Why is blue in the sky?
How did they get in?
Why is blue in
Because it's a blue sky today. Collapse. Oh no! How did I cut under that? That was weird.
The inventory doesn't work in certain areas.
Oh no, I got impeded midair. No.
Basically, that's one giant hitbox, so you can't expect those to be.
Yeah, short-hand cherry CMP.
It's the final lap.
Is everybody still like targeting me? Enjoyed a lot.
I wonder why.
Oh, Davinsky! No!
Give me
Davinsky barely
I was
beat me
first
out.
like for most of the race and I get failed.
I was always like round first, second at the end of the lap, so I was like, alright, I'm feeling pretty good.
That screeching noise, I believe, is from somebody else.
Striker.
Striker got the.
Extra Speed Agency. It's ESA. Extra Speed Acceleration.
Now, Serpent was a very interesting one, too. In most situations, especially with the track as complex and technical as Serpent, you would want to use the MS power-up, avoid walls, and play the track very safely when it comes to steering. What I decided to do here was force the use of Turbo and AP, which completely changes the flow of the track. Now, when we started the race, I got the sense that most players were concerned about other ships, and concerned about the idea of how do I weave the ship in and out of these turns without the additional magnetized steering. But in reality, the biggest challenge for Serpent wasn't steering, but management of your hull. And I think that surprised a lot of players, given the feedback I was getting on the Discord voice channel.
Stop harassing my hull! I spammed into the wall and I crashed.
So this was a really fun one for me, both to create and test, but also to play in the tournament, because despite me being in first place for the vast majority of the race, it still was challenging for me to toe the line between efficient speed and management of my shielding. So if you watch the center here, what I'm trying to do is obviously race a clean line, but more importantly, reduce the number of wall bounces and the severity of those bounces throughout the run. So in a lot of situations throughout these turns, I'm drifting a little bit early. So if you watch right here, see how I kind of dived into that turn? Not usually the fastest approach, but when I'm trying to minimize wall contacts in 5 laps of this race, where almost every turn is a wall bounce, that was especially critical. So this was definitely one of my favorites in terms of what I looked to get out of the rigged portion of the race, and I thought it was a lot of fun.
Ow, ow, ow.
Only I've seen one person die right now.
Surprisingly, I haven't died yet.
I'm going to die for the second time. There is no danger.
Only take.
Jesus Christ, a single other ship is so painful here.
Final.
Blue, are you stream sniping me?
Maybe.
How do you do that in a race?
Fast.
You'll find a way.
What? Oh my god, I thought my game crashed because it's... Okay, I crashed somehow. And responding to the full speed. Okay, I'm okay with that.
I see blue, he's summer.
I messed up right at the end and Mallow passed me back. God damn it. Wait, did I get...
Ironos is definitely better.
Yeah, I just couldn't get past Mallow again. Getting spun right at the start really hurt me.
Like everybody adapted to the situation, and I just made
Blue,
the
stop
behind.
blue.
So far, I think have I gotten spun in every race so far? Yes, yes, I've gotten spun in every single race.
I died in every race so far.
Like, first lap, I get spun, like, immediately, and then I have to catch up.
It's fun.
3 laps.
Why am I
Because
starting
it's so
9?
slow! You can barely make this first jump.
Oh my god, I see all the Buras.
So the next race is one that I'm especially proud of the way it turned out. And my original ideas for this Curiosity race were to include a pure Class 1 race in the slowest vehicle in the game. And not only did I want to change the dynamic of a Redout race to include something so slow and so unfamiliar to most players, but I wanted to pick a specific track that maximized those differences in relation to Class 4 speeds. So my original idea was to use Mariner, but in running it in trials, to me it felt more like just a slower version of an existing race. When I switched and found Curiosity, it really makes a difference to go so slowly on a track with uphill slopes, unusual gaps and inversions, and with very hard to navigate tubes. So, I think what threw a lot of players right away is how slow you start the race and how difficult it is to even clear the first jump. Once you do so, it subsequently becomes a little bit easier to follow the ideal inside line of the tube's loop, but then it throws you into an inversion. And that inversion is actually where I crashed during this race, and might have thrown a lot of other players as well, judging by what we see at the finishing positions. This was a very fun one, it was quite unique, and I might even include something along these lines in a future event.
We have some time to talk.
I don't understand.
So how's everyone?
I don't understand what am I doing wrong
Just
at
keep
12.
But
I didn't crash.
Straight mode.
Straight.
You can, actually. Awesome, right?
Still feels so slow.
Not gaining any ground.
Whoa, I did this clean.
Just let gravity do the work.
Gravity speed me up. Who landed down there?
Oh no, I overshoot the cuts.
I don't even understand this first 5 cut.
I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm trying.
Is there a video on this track?
Yes.
Like,
Yes!
How appropriate, Blue, when it's on his track. I had you for a bit, but then I just couldn't catch back up after you got ahead of me again.
no,
Yay,
don't catch up on me. No.
I crashed every single lap on the first cut.
So on that first cut, I actually would just like go back to the top right at the end. It's like, this is safer.
Whoa, sub 3 minutes. It's not quite MS, it's like improves your stability more as well. Like you don't slide almost at all.
Within the Redout community, there has been a little bit of an internal debate as to the merits of the EMG, or extra magnetic grip power-up, in lieu of using something more traditional like the magnetic stabilizer. I wanted to make the EMG a viable option in a race in this particular tournament, but I decided on not choosing a track that suited especially well. So something like Shiva works really well with EMG. Something like Shallow Waters does not. To compound this difficulty, I decided to make the Conqueror, which is by most measures the least agile and slowest turning ship, the standard bearer for the EMG on this track. And what this provided was a very interesting dynamic where not only was the EMG in some respects required or beneficial, but it also compounded the use of the brake with EMG at the same time, especially in that first turn as you saw right in the middle. So by combining these two elements in a track that has lots of engagements and disengagements of the EMG, it gave a very unique feel, which I thought made it one of the more technical tracks in the entire tournament.
No, corals! I keep on oversteering.
This is a manual power up. Like the antithesis of turboing.
Driving manual.
You gotta hit it before the turn.
Shit down the gears.
You can always just, put your ship sideways and kick and turn it up in the middle of the corner, and you just get sudden boost in stability. And it helps sometimes as well.
Yeah, I haven't had much practice with the Lunari. Not the best.
What is best?
He lives in VR now.
Oh, that's
Oh, so I shouldn't use the EMG. Okay. Good to know now. Can I make this turn at least once correctly?
I hate this power up so much.
Just don't use it. Just imagine it's pure plus.
But this is like pure worse.
looking at turbo gate.
Oh my god. I keep on burning.
I don't understand how to use this thing power up until now.
Oh my god, I'm getting so scared. I'm losing myself.
This is terrible.
It's rigged. Of course it's terrible.
Who's that?
Someone in the background.
Background character.
I can't think about it.
Who's that NPC?
It was actually kind of fun. Don't get me wrong, not too fun. Just
No,
kind of
no, don't lie to yourself. You just need one good lap, though.
Yeah, you can do one good lap and just leave your PC off.
3 laps to sabotage other races, 1 lap.
Yes, sabotage striker.
Now, personally, being someone that has prioritized time trials in my Redout play over the past year and a half, I am enamored by the idea of running best lap time trials within the racing scenario. And I think the restriction of the number of laps that you have to attempt the run, as well as the presence of other vehicles on the track, give it a very unique dynamic in the context of traditional Redout races. Now, Sapphire Grotto is a track that I had to pick very carefully for this race, because in a time trial situation, picking one track or another could favor a particular player in a race. And what I tried to do was come up with a track that would not give any particular advantage. For instance, if I had picked Neon Crystals, it's pretty much an automatic win for me. If I picked something like Methane Pools, there may have been a different outcome for another player. I thought Sapphire Grotto fit that gap perfectly, where it's a track that, while we've all time trialed at one point or another, I don't feel like we run it especially often online, and there hasn't been a lot of movement in the time trial leaderboards. So I thought it was one of the most balanced and fair picks. It also has a number of very technical segments that once again maximize the restriction on laps to making sure your execution is spot on, especially after the jump in the midpoint of the track, and some of the turning nuances right at the start and at the finish. This was an especially fun one, and I put down a lap that was beyond my expectations from all of my practice sessions prior to the tournament. So I hope you enjoy watching those strategies.
Oh my god, Conqueror is so much faster! Striker! This is so rigged.
Oh no shit.
We can have a gentleman's agreement to split up a little bit here in the top.
I did that, so I don't know what you mean. That's why it's top 3, not top 4.
With the gravity on the...
Not like just Striker spam me out on when he just passed me. Oh my god, Asera is so fucking bad on this track. Oh my god, 3 spam me. But I managed to rescue myself.
Oh, this is not gonna be... Worst part is I don't know how fast this is.
Yeah, you gotta go on a field.
If it's 53, it's probably okay.
52-1 is the world record.
I mean, I don't know how fast is it right now for me.
For me, it's slower than my cold lapping Conqueror. This is so fucking bad shit for this. Oh my god.
I hate this bar.
Don't be surprised if somebody laps me. Lighten it up even more. I'm catching up to somebody. No, I'm not.
No, Ironos. Yes.
Oh my god.
Touch me on my hotel.
No. Get through here. There's no one.
MS is the only one.
Yes, it's Conqueror MS. It's Striker things tryhards use different
Hey, better
things,
not
but he's very brown.
One more shot. I'm not 30 seconds behind, that is.
Well, I set my time, and that's something I can go with.
Yeah, I missed the triple gate.
Okay, let's try.
Will the strategy pay off in the end, though? Get at it.
Striker, if you catch up to me, just say and I'll get out of the way. It's gentleman's agreement.
But nobody agreed upon anything.
No one signed a contract.
I'm gonna go far right here.
You're gonna go far right?
Oh, there goes that lap.
Huh.
No, I missed the boost spot.
Oh, I'm dead.
Oh my god, it's so fucking slow ship.
Yes.
Oh, 45 milliseconds faster. Yay. That's a
Who didn't get us up 1 minute?
It's impossible to do any fast lap on this ship.
Jesus Christ.
Yep, definitely the way.
I'm so triggered because he chose the worst ship to time trial.
To be
As
fair,
a
I would have done
tryhard
better
one.
with the Soul MS.
I'm fucking going to do Conqueror MS video on it to show you that it's better.
Ah, revolving.
How do you play this?
Actually, Striker, you can't. If you lose, you can't.
2, 1.
Striker just stops.
Why do I start last?
So, in coming up with the ideas for the individual races, someone in the Discord community floated the idea of an arena-style race, which is that the last player in each lap is eliminated. Thinking about this idea, I then decided to compound it with the notion that if you lose your hull and you die during the race, you are also eliminated. So once we worked out the logistics of having players leave the race upon a last place lap finish or elimination, it made for a very interesting style of arena racing that you ordinarily can't select from the multiplayer menu. This one required a lot of practice and strategy on my part because the hull plays such a huge factor with the glass cannon that is the Sulhan with an AP power-up. So what I tried to do, obviously, is get out to a fast start, but above all, I wanted to come up with a pattern that consistently minimized wall bounces and kept me in an ideal boost pattern. If my boost pattern fell behind, I'm more likely to slam walls harder when I finally get to them. So, if you watch the middle and watch my approach, I am avoiding all unnecessary wall contacts, staying to the left end of this final loop to not even scrape the finish line, and driving an overall very clean run. I would say this was my best race in the entire event, and one that I finished in first by quite a wide margin.
Oh no, Zorniar.
I was 8.
What's that sound?
No, I died.
You're out too.
Zorniar, stop scraping my ass!
You're never in front of me on my screen. Oh.
I was above you!
You're supposed to go inside.
Secret Agent Zorniar helping out Striker here.
Yes, he's spinning
Alright,
Davinsky.
this is the first time I've seen someone ahead of me. Davinsky's ahead of me. Alright, you're both ahead of me now. You happy?
Yes.
Stuka is just enjoying my failures.
I thought I got last this time. Probably not helping my points though.
Yes, help. Yes.
Yeah, now you had a terrible lap there.
Overtake Davinsky.
Ruzik left.
Right now.
Kind of health feed.
I'm imagining like that speedrunner like animation. It wasn't animation, it was a course.
Final lap.
Help. Okay, yes, it's final lap. Just survive.
Whoever's in 5th needs to go.
Yes,
Whoever's
first
in 5th is
person.
not leading.
Yeah. Who's
Let's
cheating?
level up, so...
Oh, Lord.
Hey, don't crash to the
Yeah,
end.
now just finish and that's it.
Because you know, if you crash, you are eliminated.
This one is the best.
Who takes the screenshots then?
I'm dead.
I survived! I need to beat Limola and it's impossible.
3, 2, 1, go.
No, I got spammed by fucking Lunario with DJ Ramos!
Now this next race is a bit of an unfortunate one. I wanted to include a boss race somewhere in this tournament, and in coming up with the tournament events, I decided on Volcano because I felt it had a number of very interesting strategic elements when it comes to risk-taking in your run. It also suits a number of different vehicles quite well, so there was a bit of an interplay between using the ordinary time trial meta, which would be the Sulha, not being able to recover quite as well if a mistake was made in the boost pattern, but at the potentially higher speeds that you can attain if executing properly, or switching to a vehicle like the Lunar, Conqueror, or Koningsworth, which would give you more flexibility and better turning at the expense of maximal speed. It also contains two particularly notorious cuts. The first one is after the long dive on deep dive, and the second is known as the mushroom cut at the end of the hell track. Choosing to attempt one or both of these would potentially result in a much faster race time, but if you fail, you're set about 4 to 5 seconds back per lap. So in my run here, I decided not to go for any specific cuts. Being in the lead, moving into the final event, I knew I only needed a 3rd or 4th place finish, and I felt very confident in my ability to get it, given the practice I had on the Volcano track. And I was doing really well. I believe at the end of this race, I even was in 2nd place. But then the boss glitch occurred where a number of players fatal errored out of the online lobby, and we ultimately had to settle upon a different decision. That decision ended up with a community vote being a random selection of any one particular boss track. So enjoy the rest of this Volcano run, and then we'll go to that race to decide the boss outcome.
Like make up for that.
Oh my god, why everybody taking over me have to, like, kick me in the ass?
I almost got thrown off the track.
It's so frustrating.
It is.
My HP says it's very frustrating.
These little failures just screw me up completely. I have to suffer a few laps of being nearly last.
I have to suffer. Just suffer.
Up, I see 6. Cap.
I feel like I have to. Would I go for a mushroom cut? Increase my loot. That sounds actually.
I'm going to do a lap cut.
I'm not feeling it right now.
I learned the lap cut to use the lap cut.
I'm feeling very shroomy about it. I'm gonna get goomba'd.
I want that 7.
I really hate her.
I'm not doing it.
Just a boost back in the screen.
Oh my god, I really just crashed here.
Crash on crash. Ah, I missed him. Turbo! Give me the turbo! Dude.
Final lap.
Oh, 2 laps.
At this point, to me, the mushroom cut is more difficult than a deep cut.
Thought it was 1 lap. Silly me. Up. Can't wait to get 9. Maybe. I'll set some stone. Out.
No, it's Himalaya again.
Serious keyboard. 7/10 Redout right there.
Hooray, I did a deep dive a second time.
You skipped the skip?
I did see it.
Is it fun?
Rubbing racing.
Come here, Limola.
Get over here. Ooh, nice one.
I hate this venue.
Fatal error.
Wow, my game crashed.
Oh no!
Bruh, that was 7th. I am pissed.
Davinsky crashed. Zakaran crashed.
What is going on?
Striker, you rigged the game.
Oh
Well, half the lobby's just fatal error, so.
What?
Yeah.
What the hell is going on?
no. Everyone crashed.
You want to? You could like just do a different boss track, like
Yes. No, I was behind.
It should have a lap. It should have a lap time.
My first lap sucks.
Guys, let's do another one again.
Why do another one?
Yeah, we'll have to just do a different track. I think. I'm close to finishing.
Please.
I think.
Yeah, let's rerun.
I think we need to rerun. No, we need
I
to
don't
run a different
remember
boss track,
anything.
this volcano.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
We need to run a different one. Let's do,
Volcano boss usually used to
we can
crash
do
like
like
from what I remember.
do like a shorter boss. Like
Do you want cheap striker?
Spooky
No.
dude. Shouldn't sound good. Oh no, it's crunchy. What's up, cat?
So, much to my relief, the track that was chosen by the randomizer was the Party Rock boss track. And I was pleased to see this, because I felt like if I had to pick any one other boss track that most closely mimicked the feel of the Volcano boss, it would be Party Rock. So, I'm very glad this was chosen, but I have to say that this put me in a bit of a nervous position because I know how good some of the other players in this tournament were at Party Rock boss, and I hadn't practiced it in quite a while. So, if you look in the middle, I decided to go with the Lunar ship. It's, by most accounts, the safest option as far as being able to recover from improper boost patterns and being able to steer around some of the track's toughest corners. This is especially important when you consider that two of the tracks in Party Rock, Kali and Shiva, are typically MS-dominated tracks, so having an AP ship that can turn well was critical for me. I did not get off to a great start, but luckily I was able to recover very well at the finish and found myself in third place, which was enough to secure a narrow first place victory in the solo portion of this event. It was very exciting for me to win the tournament, given the practice that I put in, and knowing that despite the tournament name, I did not try to rig any of the events in my favor. And I think that became apparent to most players when they saw the track list itself, and the idea that none of my real favorites were on that list.
The work you are posting about Monday memes every Monday.
And
I don't have the words to describe it.
Why am I so bad? I know why am I so bad.
It's your keyboard, you're using low quality keyboard.
No.
Also low quality gaming chair. That's usually what gets you.
Oh shit, I just ate the whole wall.
gobbled it like Kirby.
Yeah. Be careful there on second lap, there might be no wall there.
I'm just gonna hit that wall and just fly off the track.
Yes.
Dude, that would be a crazy mod for the EMP.
Just
disable the barrier.
That is an interesting idea.
Stolen.
I'm not careful before the cannon.
Yes, you have to have it.
Oh no, I have it up. Still have it.
No. I just missed 2 boost pads on space cannon.
I missed one. Ow. Oh, that was about triple.
Time for the change.
I'm fine, thanks.
Who is writing to me on Steam when I'm racing?
Tactical sabotage. Maybe it's Marissa, you should answer.
Striker is W. No, it's not Marissa because I just came back from her right before tournament. I was going fast to be on time. But not badly fast, don't worry. I don't break the law. I don't have EMP in my car.
It's the final lap.
You're literally like the type of person who would actually have an EMP in their car. But this is why I could be suddenly so fast.
Why? How did everybody suddenly started being so fast?
I want to just know when he puts his
What's obvious?
Probably pizza. No, it's pizza.
Yeah, Nardo da Vinci.
Italian sausage.
I'm more thinking he puts
Italian sausage.
puts like
Do you know that Italian sausage isn't Italian at all?
I'm sure he's English, probably maybe has depression in it or something like that.
Oh no. Oh, DJ Ramos.
Hello.
Give me your music.
I had more.
I'm going after you to listen more. Oh, thanks for slowing down.
Not intentional.
Whoa.
realizing this is the first time I have not gotten spun. I actually
You just jinxed it.
Well, there's no one close enough for this to spin me now. Only I can spin.
Suddenly you're approaching somebody to lap someone, and then
Concentrate. Peripherals distracted.
Ramos, look behind.
Yes, I can see that. I can see that red indicator blue.
Look.
Not
Look at the
going away.
nickname. Look behind. It's a very cool nickname.
Maybe the next street. I forgot the turbo. Okay, I look behind you.
I'm waiting you.
I have the stream footage to prove it.
Okay. I was
Did it again.
waving to you.
Ow.
Now look forwards. Maybe you hit the mess? Break.
No, I break.
I got to ET, so... Alright, I forgot to post world record video on beating Striker on Neptune boss. What? I didn't say anything. I did, but I need to have bigger, advantage. Hey Ramos, look at that cool cut, cool shortcut. Oh fuck, I'm too high. Oh fuck, I'm too low. I'm not the last. I got this sound the very start of the jump. Okay, that wasn't cool shortcut at all. You haven't seen anything. You haven't seen anything.
I'd be worried for a second that you're passing me.
Suddenly now it says looking husband in the race. No.
No, the turn.
Yes, I agree.
This was the truck for the turn.
Bronze medal.
Oh yeah, the turn.
Well, what's that? Like, I'm feeling pretty good. Then I just look at the Vincent flat. I'm like, oh,
Oh no, I got eliminated.
That's what you get when you respawn in the beginning of Space Cannon after crashing on the kill grid.
Did you and Vigilator crash on the cannon?
Let's scream at Striker so we will confuse him.
Striker, boost! Striker now!
let's I have an idea. Let's
slow down.
Striker boost teammates.
Striker, slow
strike.
down.
I don't know if it's better to hold off. Or...
Let's pull other people over their
I think I'm just gonna gun it.
Blue use EMP, it's super effective.
Now this next race was quite entertaining, to say the least. One of our tournament participants, Mallow, years ago, came up with this idea of a tugboat race, where one player on the team would use a Class 4 ship with full power-ups, and the second player would use Class 1 with the somewhat rubber banding assist called the Slipstream Enhancer. And the idea is to make the decision between the lead player tugging the back player to stay up with them, or would it be better to just have the lead player run wild and see if the trailing Class 1 player can latch on to other ships in the vicinity? So, two other tournament captains for this race, Davinsky and Zorniar, decided to go full out into a sprint for the finish and let the back players settle their own accord. I decided to hang back and pull the entire lobby with me, and it ultimately became a very fun race, and I think Kalima was a good fit for it because it's not too difficult, and the slower players could catch up on the longer straightaways.
Look back. I didn't look
Mallow,
back.
are you still here?
Everyone behind me.
Oh, I see you.
Yes, I see you as well.
Listen, guys, come on. Come back.
I'm trying, Striker, really hard.
Oh god, I missed it. No. You just
I-
like Vincent up here, don't
Davinsky, you better be first.
Vag, you better be
Remember, it's
somewhere
about
around.
time, not tradition.
Tradition.
Real meta is to not let anyone finish.
We all just gonna get
Someone's hit the wall.
I think that me and Mello are doing pretty
No,
well.
is it what
Striker, I
you
might
like?
can overtake you soon. I overtook Striker.
I overtook Striker as well.
Bruiser,
I'm
follow me,
trying.
make a break from everyone else.
Maybe.
Striker is just waiting for his teammate to be behind him. And then he will just take him and run away.
I lost him. Come on, guys.
We are trying.
I'm trying to.
Dead our ends in the wall.
Why?
I don't know if he's dead.
Hi, Striker.
It's my teammate.
That's nice, isn't it?
He's just trying to pretend to be Striker or something.
Final round.
He's eating his energy bar. You took him to your team after all, right? Oh shit, wrong.
He's like charging the ultimate SC turbo.
And suddenly he just does. Somebody's controller is screaming. Oh, hi, Striker.
Pass me.
Oh my god. No, hey, I finished 6th on
I
my
thought I was 4th.
Why is SE fourth?
There was this
Yes.
email I was on.
No!
Good
Mallow
What
job.
happened to CRN?
What happened to Vaginator?
What happened to the mole?
Oh no.
The mole got eliminated. What the fuck?
Oh,
Good luck. It's really.
So we've arrived at the relay race, and this one was particularly difficult to set up because logistically we had to figure out how it would best fit the context of the lap timer in the online race. So what we eventually decided on was having the team captain, or the fastest player, run the first and last lap in the 2-lap race. Have the other 2 players run in order. Once that first player crosses the finish line, the second player goes, completes 1 lap. Then the third player goes when the second player finishes. And then the last player finishes it up, and we take the lap time of the final participant. And what this allowed for was a strategic element that I did not expect. We all went into individual voice channels with our teams, and what I believe Cherry's team had done was set up at the starting grid, waiting for the next player to finish the lap, give an audible, and start your lap. But what 2 of the teams actually ended up doing was moving 1,000 feet prior to the starting line and doing sort of a rolling start, as you would see in a handoff in a traditional running relay. And this led them to much faster times, and actually one of the players reached out to me after the event and said this was their favorite. So despite some of the logistical challenges in setting it up, it ended up being a lot of fun, and I thought Vishnu was a good fit because it's a long enough track where you get your money's worth out of 1 lap, and it also has some elements of danger and technicality.
Actually, it looks like Striker's doing the same thing. So what, when I crested the hill, did you start going?
Yeah, and I was like on the last straight.
Well, I could do like I could probably set up to do.
You sure?
Yes.
Whenever he says he's on the hill, just start going back. Or like when he's doing that last turn.
Ow, portal. I'm still first. Yo,
Start going.
I'm here. Go. I cross the line. Nice. Where are you, Zorniar?
I'm back, so.
I was standing, here where Davinsky stands.
Stay over here so I don't run into him. We got a straight line.
Oh, where is Striker? I need to push Striker. Where is he? But yeah, that was a good change. I'm moving Striker.
Say when you're on that track.
Great. Portal.
Ooh, Striker false started. Because I pushed him.
Off the kill. Plus turbo.
Here's some back.
And finish.
Striker just started. Let's do a wall.
Yeah, I got past with the messed up. Maybe not. It's gonna be close between me and the Vincent right now. And the Vincent minute. Here we come.
Can do it. I can try to spin the windscreen.
That's it.
Oh, nice.
Just close it.
Yeah, you're second.
Yeah, I messed up going into the portal and then had not picked up.
Sorry that I didn't extend our lead. But yeah, our strat was great. We overtook them just because of our strat.
There we go. Alright, I think we'll probably going back. We're just going around second time.
Okay, I think we are going back to the main channel.
Yeah.
No, wait, I heard it as if the one player will just, now after all this, get just selected randomly to win.
Alright, one player's just gonna randomly select it. It's Holly Striker though.
Even though he's not on the team.
What's Striker's team? Oh my god, it's so fast! I could launch from the barrier to forward.
Oh no! Well, after my race, I got murdered there.
Oh, whoa!
Ah, I hit the barrier.
Somebody said.
I'm at my hull integrity again.
I got
I
killed on
turboed,
the
but somebody knocked my angle off, so I can stop myself.
Good.
I ate the floor. Oh fuck, I'm so high! I'm so high!
Why are you so stubborn?
And I'm lost.
Now the final race is Trailblazer, and I affectionately dubbed this as Class 5. And as we all know, when you take a bunch of the fastest vehicles in the game in Class 4 and put a slipstream enhancer on them, you reach speeds that are miles ahead of the ordinary Class 4 race times. And that's exactly what happened here. The acceleration is massive, the recharge of your turbo boost is insane, and you hit such high speeds that it made the track very difficult, because there are jumps where you need to land and precisely turn. And I know a few players who flew right off the edge or lost their hull from high collision speeds. So it's one of those long flowing tracks with technical elements and jumps. So I thought it was a perfect match. Why I decided to put this in the team format was simply because there's so much uncertainty in the results that I didn't feel it was a great fit for the individual trials. This was, in my opinion, a great way to conclude the tournament, and if I had to provide any strategies, try to keep the ship in control and use your turbo in good spots, and not simply when your meter recharges.
We got the third one here. Ramos is going to bring us to the promised land.
I think they're way too far. Ramos. No, it's Striker.
No! Oh my god, I almost crashed again on the same way. Sorry, Zorniar. I fucked up.
Oh, somebody's there.
You won't get
DRM.
special gaming prize.
No, I fell behind.
Oh, against Spun. What is this?
Oh, okay.
How did I get spun to? Feels like a different track now.
Before Cherry is going reverse now.
I've been like critically spun 2 times on this track.
I messed up.
Oh, 5 fucking gods! Okay, at least I'm still on the...
You're fucking 5 gods.
I'm behind you, don't worry. Because the respawn is actually friendly.
Well,
Crash.
Unlike Vishnu's basement.
Yes! Striker!
Yeah,
Striker, come to us.
I crashed.
Striker, come to us. We are waiting for you, Striker. We need you.
Who's going so fast? I couldn't keep up.
Ironos.
Yeah?
Oh, fuck metal.
That was our team did so bad, Blue.
Oh no!
I crashed. I finished 9th.
No! Vag, where are you?
People try to kill me on this track.
Come
Did
back.
Ironos actually win?
Vag, where did you go?
Power of luck.
Just clap, yay.
Our team did so badly.
I crashed on the first lap, I got spam.
Okay, so Blue,
I am not an SC racer, man.
I got spun
Blue.
twice.
Blue, I got hard spun in lap 4 and I did a frickin' J-turn in the Sula.
Now, as the tradition goes for all of our Redout tournaments, it is time for the team photo. And what I like to do in the results sheet that I post on Discord the day of the tournament, I like to include a screenshot of all the players in the exact position and track that the promotional image was shot at. So we're back at Stack, and this is a fun chance for all of us to unwind from the stress of the tournament, set up our ships in a good position, and enjoy some fun. Now, general advice for navigating a tournament like this, if you are newer to the game, is number 1, understand the nuances of the track power-up and rule selection. So, as I had mentioned previously with the Serpent run, a lot of people expected steering to be a challenge, but I don't think many of you considered the hull. And what I did in preparation, and even coming up with the events themselves, was to try to find interesting sub-variables that you wouldn't ordinarily expect out of the rule selection. The other thing you want to do, of course, is play within your boundaries. When you're in a tournament, crashes and hull breaches are especially detrimental, so you want to play within your skill level and minimize risks as much as possible, but be ready to take them if you are behind and want to try to gain positional advantage on the leaderboard. I just want to thank you all once again for joining this tournament, sending me all of this awesome footage to do a 6-player split screen, and ultimately supporting my channel and, more importantly, the community at large. We've been going strong for 5 years now, and there's a lot of excitement moving into the future with Redout 2 on the horizon, and I look forward to bringing you more videos in the future. Thank you.